Hello there, I am Collector Steve, your host of Unboxing the Boxes, my Star Wars collection. This is going to be my last video of the year 2024. I thought I'd have a little fun showing you my vintage collection display once again. Most of the collection hangs in the room behind me here. Last weekend I finally got around to putting up the last dozen and a half action figures on the wall somewhere. And it took me a little while to rearrange the figures to find room to put them in because I do have them organized on the wall. No, I don't have them by the number of the vintage collection. I have them organized by the movie or the TV show that they are a part of. Now, I know I did show this about 5 months ago, and I thought, well, it's updated. So I thought, let's take a little longer this time and maybe look at them a little bit more. So I hope you enjoy this. And if you do, please leave a comment below and let me know what you think about it. Are you ready? Okay, we're going to start with the Mandalorian retro figures. Actually, there's more than these two rows because they did release some more later. But these are the ones that I've got on the wall so far. Unfortunately, I do not have all the retro figures hanging on the wall that have been added to the retro collection. Basically because some of them have come in boxes and I prefer to leave them in the boxes, even though I've taken them out of the boxes for the videos. Now below the retro figures, we have 3 more rows of action figures here, all from the Mandalorian series. And they're pretty much in order of, well, both series number and vintage collection number. These are about the only ones that I do have in order of the vintage collection numbers. At least the last 2 rows are, the bottom 2 rows. Now with the next batch here, and basically for the rest of them, I have to apologize for the lighting, because the lighting in here is not meant for video work. But if we look closer here, you can see that these are the Disney television shows from Andor and Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett. And as we move over, we can see we also get into Solo, a Star Wars story, and Rogue One. And then we also have some action figures from the prequels. So there we have 3 rows of action figures for those, but below those there's a shelf, and on that shelf so far is where I've kind of got laid out the multi-pack figures and the deluxe figures, and it didn't quite fit on the shelf. And you'll also see the figures that are stacked there, those are doubles, and actually I've got doubles on both ends here that are stacked, and along with a few Black Series figures that need to be put away yet. And so there we have it, the Disney Plus TV shows, the Disney movies, and what few action figures have come out for the prequels. As we move to the next wall here, we get to the original series figures. So the first 2 rows here are Star Wars: A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back. And like I said, these are not really in any particular order per se, as far as numbering goes. Basically just put together by the movie that they belong to. And you'll see at the end of the wall here, I do have a few figures from the prequel collection. Now rows 3 and 4 are pretty much filled up by Return of the Jedi. For some reason, there has been a lot of action figures that have come out for that particular movie. And I know, I try to collect them when I can, and I know there's a lot of holes in my collection. But you know, I'm also pretty proud of what I've been able to collect so far. And there again, when we get to the end of the wall, just those few figures from the sequel movies. Okay, here is wall 3, and once again, I apologize for the lighting, because it is terrible in here. But you can see we've got the Star Wars Clone Wars, starting with the row, and then kind of a window got in the way. But we kind of move over to the Bad Batch, and then Boba Fett, Death, Lies, and Treachery. And finish up those rows with Rebels, and a couple figures from the expanded universe. Back to the corner again, we can see that we have more Clone Wars figures and some multi-packs in the bottom. But you'll see the fourth row, which is on the bottom of your screen right now, has figures from the various Star Wars video games. So as we go across here, you can see that we do have figures from the Clone Wars, also with the regular 2D animated series. More figures from Jedi Survivor. And with the Dr. Aphra there. Don't have a whole lot of room on the fourth wall. It's a pretty short wall. But you can see there I do have some figures from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series and the Ahsoka series. The figures in this room are pretty much the same as what they were 5 months ago. I haven't added anything to them. But there we have the retro figures from Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back and Ahsoka. And there have been figures now for Return of the Jedi, but they came in a nice box set. So I really didn't want to take them out and hang them up here. I thought it'd be nicer just to leave them in the box. So there you can kind of see, as we go around the room here, just how full these walls are. That's why I'm having trouble. And as you can see, there's not a whole lot of room left to add a few more. We've got a few spots here and there, but not really a whole lot. I'm gonna have to start doing something different in the new year here, because once this spot fills up, I won't have room for them anymore. Now you may wonder why I call my series for the last few years Unboxing the Boxes My Star Wars Collection. That's because I just live in a small house, and unfortunately, most of my collection is actually stored away in boxes. So every once in a while, I'll take one of these boxes off a shelf and share them with you. And I've got a lot more boxes yet to show. The ones with the check marks on them are boxes I've already showed during the making of these videos. And these white boxes down at the bottom of your screen here, those are Star Wars comic books. In fact, I have a lot of comic books, but not all of them are Star Wars. And I've got stuff hidden all over the house here. Be nice to have a place to actually display all this stuff. Well, there you are. Now you've seen my vintage collection pretty much, and some of the reason that I call this channel Unboxing the Boxes. I've got a lot of boxes worth of stuff, and there's still a lot of boxes that I have not taken out of storage yet to show you. In fact, there's more stuff storing around this house. There's one room upstairs that basically has become the Lego room, because that's where I put the Legos that I've collected over the last several years. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of my collection of the vintage collection. And like I said, this is the last video for the year of 2024. So, actually, as I film this, tomorrow night is New Year's Eve. So I'd just like to end this video and this year with wishing you all a Happy New Year! And keep collecting!